Hi, I'm Ellen McCauley at Pray It Off in Syracuse, New York. I am so excited to start this session. We're calling it 99 Days to Wellness because today's September 10th. 99 days from now is December 17th. Unfortunately, after I coined that really jazzy name, 99 Days to Wellness, the church told me we couldn't have the church hall on December 17th. So it's actually 93 days to wellness, but it doesn't sound as good as 99, so we're still going to go 99. So there's only 12 more meetings. Now you might say, 12 meetings? What can I do in 12 weeks? What can we do in 12 weeks? We can learn something new about ourselves. We can have an aha moment where we go, whoa, I never looked at life that way. I never looked at God that way. I never looked at exercise that way. I never looked at my weight that way. 12 weeks. Imagine you're going to NYU, like somebody I know that costs $70,000 a year, our son. And a semester is September to December. We are at a semester of NYU, and here's something else. It's free. There's a $5 registration fee. It goes to Holy Family for the copies. We are in a 12-week free course where we're going to learn something, but guess what? If you're the kind of student that goes to class, daydreams, doesn't read the homework, doesn't fill out the homework, doesn't commit to learning something, 12 weeks from now, you will not have gotten everything out of this session that you can. Because each of us are here tonight for our own particular reason. Each person has a different reason for being here. I could go around the room. I could say, Bob, what's your reason for being here? And he'll say, my wife makes me come. Actually, he couldn't wait to get here. Everyone has a reason. And right now, at 6:05 on September 10th, 2015, we cannot go back in time. We can't go back to July 11th when we had the double scooped ice cream. We can't go back to August 17th when we had 20 beers and a whole pizza. That's the past. We can only go forward to the future, and right now we're building that future together. Every week we read a chapter from the Bible. I picked Ecclesiastes because I figured in 12 weeks I'll be able to pronounce it correctly. I also picked it because there's 12 chapters. So I included Ecclesiastes chapter number 1 for you guys to read, and we will talk about it for 5 minutes next week, how it relates to our weight loss journey. Does anyone remember what table we left off with on the going over the Bible verse? One. All right, so next week, yeah, I think it was 1.
I thought we did it and it was over there. Somewhere way over there.
We'll do it.
All right, table 3 has volunteered to talk about Ecclesiastes chapter 1. Yay! Okay. Now, I do want you to know that one person who called about the group and asked me some questions, I said, we read a chapter from the Bible and we talk about it for 5 minutes, how it relates to our weight loss journey. And she goes, yeah, this group really isn't for me because I really don't want to be like praying or reading the Bible. And I go, did you notice the name of the group by any chance? Because it's Pray It Off. She goes, well, I didn't know what it meant. Well, it means that we pray it off. We eat less, we move more, we ask God to help us. Okay, now, there is Pray It Off guidelines. And without guidelines, there's chaos. Did you like my little graphic there, Nora? I did that for you. Order, chaos. Now, I'm not going to belabor the guidelines, but I do want to make a couple of points. If I'm talking, that means you're not talking. $5 registration, you know. Thank you all for coming early. It makes such a difference. Look, we're starting on time. It's all good. Please don't wear perfume because it's a closed space and a lot of people have trouble with the perfumes. If you can't come to the meeting, then you can text me, you can call me, you can email me, but you have to do something because this is a free weight loss group. But I have to have a little gun to your head. Because if you don't have to have a reason for not coming, isn't it easier to lay home in our nightgown and watch TV than go out? So, you have to call me with a legitimate reason. You have to say, I am going to an audience of the Pope. A legitimate reason. Okay. You also, it's not a diet. It's, we eat less, we move more, we pray, because diets don't work. Anybody here ever been on a diet? Anybody here have any weight to lose? It doesn't always correlate. If we think about diets, we think about deprivation, we think about struggle. We are trying to turn this into a lifestyle. I ask people to read the packet. Now, one of the things I want to talk about, I told you about how this is like a semester, 12 weeks. I told you that it's a free course. But guess what the ultimate goal of the course is? It's not to lose weight. It's actually to live longer. Now, if someone told you that you could go to a free course for 12 weeks and live longer, doesn't that sound good? Because I don't know about you guys, but I want to live. I want to live the best life I possibly can. I have 2 grandchildren with 1 on the way. I have a great nephew. I have a wonderful husband. I have children that I love. I have you that I love, my family. I want to live. In 2008, I weighed 371 pounds. When I started the group in January of 2007, I weighed 371. In 2008, when I started the group, I weighed 338 pounds. Am I a skinny mini? No. But I've kept off 118 pounds. I will get, no, thank you. And that's through this group. I was the queen of Weight Watchers. I did Nutrisystem. I did Jenny Craig. You name it, I did it. I drank that protein drink up at the community for weeks. Every diet, I gained the weight back and more. This is the only thing that's worked for me because I knew I'd have to come to the group, I'd have to stand up here. I knew that God would help me if I helped other people. Now, I read Bible verses every day before I start my day, little book readings and things. This next thing here, hearing and doing, I copied it because it's so important. It says, James 1:22, be doers of the word and not hearers only, deluding yourselves. James 1:22 knew us because every single person knows. We know. All right, I'm going to give you a quiz. Whopper with cheese, salad. What do you think is more healthy to eat? A salad? Oh. All right. Bagel with cream cheese. Oh. All right, here's another one. No, but don't, people out there go, what if it's a diet bagel with diet? Just go with me on this example. All right. A light beer, water. Water. All right, we all know. No one's going to say, oh my gosh, I had no idea that if I ate that pizza and wings, that it would be more calories than if I had fish and asparagus. I had no idea. We know. We know. What we're trying to do in this group is we're trying to get us to want to take the action. This article talks about a guy who realized he was doing too much technology and not spending enough time with his kids. People, oh, don't get me started on all the tech. I have every technology there is. But when I have dinner with my family, no one is allowed to have their phone at the table. I have rules. Because otherwise, everybody would be texting. We're here to have a dinner with the family. This father said he was spending too much time with technology, but then this lady says, who's wrote this, Terry, but what was he going to do about it? He didn't have an action plan. And then she says, I've done the same thing in my life. I recognize an area that's out of balance. I feel guilty about it, and I promise myself that I make a change, but then I never do it. It's only when I take the time to prayerfully reflect on my resistance, my fear, my insecurity, and turn to God that I know I am serious about changing my behavior. And I'm going to ask every single person in this room tonight, are you serious serious about changing your behavior, because it's not going to happen miraculously. We're not going to wake up tomorrow morning and go, what? I joined Pray It Off. Why aren't I thinner? I thought I'd wake up and be 10 pounds less, but I'm not. I have to eat less and move more? Yes. So you have to do something. Are you serious about changing your behavior? I even put a grid in here. There's a grid, a stages of change model. The first thing is pre-contemplation. You know what that means? You're beginning to start to think about losing weight. You're beginning to start. I've seen it in the bulletin for 8 years. Every session, oh, there's that Pray It Off again. Oh, maybe I should call. Another session. Oh, session 6, maybe I should call. So you waited till session 16, you're here. You began to start to think about it. Some people took longer, others didn't. Then you think about it. Okay, I'm here. I'm at this table. What are we talking about? What do I need to do? All right. I guess I'm going to have to change. And then you think, you know what? I want to change. I want to live longer. I want to feel more comfortable in my clothes and not have high blood pressure and high cholesterol. I'm going to take some action. I'm going to eat less and move more, like Ellen said. I'm going to keep that log. And then you're doing great. And then all of a sudden there's a 2-month summer break, and you might have a little relapse. But that's okay, because then you come back and you do it again. Another thing I wanted to say is, we know what to do. Why don't we do it? Why don't we just do it? And I'm going to stop right there, Bob.